First, I want to answer my homie Mark's question. He says, "How you feel those elite DBs match up with our wide receivers and Kyle?" So my thoughts on that is, I think that Notre Dame, with the secondary they have, are going to create tight throwing windows. It's a concern. I'll go ahead and get into my concerns of the game. That was one of the segments I have here. How can Ohio State lose this game? And this kind of plays right into it. The first thing I have on here on how Ohio State could lose this game is Kyle McCord could lose this game for Ohio State. Um, I'm not saying he will. I've been someone who's been critical of Kyle McCord, and I think that he has gotten better every single week. The problem is that we don't see him consistently, or even like half of the time, making throws into even college windows, let alone NFL windows, like how CJ Stroud could. I think that in order for Ohio State to win this game, he's probably going to have to do that a little bit more than he did. I would say last week he probably did it like maybe 3 times, maybe four. Um, Probably not even that. I think maybe 3 times, and it was like the one throw to a Mecca that he had to go up high for, and then a couple throws on that drive where they scored right before halftime. That was the most impressive drive. That was when my confidence was at an all time high, and then they came out and didn't score the first 2 drives of the third quarter, so I was kind of worried there. But again, Kyle McCord has got to show the willingness to throw those balls. I mean, the strip sack that they had this past game was simply because Kyle didn't want to throw into a tight window. Marv was open. Marv beat his guy over the middle. He just needed to get rid of the ball. And I mean, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. against Western Kentucky defensive back. I mean, he should come down with that ball 80% of the time. And then, so that was the first one. The second one that I have here for how Ohio State could lose this game, it kind of plays into the first one. So if we're gonna need Kyle McCord to make like window throws to win this game, that's gonna be because our run game is shut down. Now we have seen Ohio State's run game get kind of completely busted in big games like this in the past, and that has caused Ohio State to lose, caused Ohio State's offense to be all out of whack and not score in like the fourth quarter. Go back to the Michigan and Georgia game. There was no run game. Um, a lot of that had to do with Ryan Day abandoning the run game, though. I think that he needs to stick with it this week, and I think that that's where our biggest matchup advantage is in terms of our offense versus their defense is the run game. Their defensive line and linebackers don't look twitched up. They just don't. I mean, they're probably good players. They probably tackle well, but I think that if you stick to that run game, it's going to win you this game. You're going to run for 200 plus yards, and Travion Henderson, Chip Trainum, Mayan Williams are going to come out of this game looking like some of the better running backs in the country. But you can't abandon that if after the first quarter, you're only averaging 3 yards a carry, and it's just not working. You're not hitting big plays. You got to stick to it. But if that run game does get shut down, that's one of the ways that we could lose this game. And then the last one that I have on here, in terms of how can Ohio State lose the game, would be the play action pass. So I'm super confident in Ohio State's defense this year. I've been saying that over and over again. I think that they're going to be dominant all year. In every single game, this defense is going to be creating stops. They're going to be getting turnovers, putting the offense in good positions. And I think that's going to happen this game. The only way I think that it doesn't happen is if we don't stop their running game and we allow Sam Hartman to use play action to get some shots downfield. Because if our defense is having, or our defensive line specifically, is having to focus on the run game, on 3rd and 3 or whatever, 2nd and 3, those are the plays where the defensive line is not going to get any pressure on the quarterback, and he's going to have time to sit back there. And I don't care how good your secondary is, if you got 3, 4 wide receivers running out, or not even wide receivers, one tight end, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, you got 4 guys running out there and more than like 3 or 4 seconds to throw the ball. It's going to be hard to stop them from getting open.